Hello everyone, this is Komal and today we are going to discuss the geography topic for class 6th. We already discussed the mountain part from chapter number 2, mountains, formation and various types of landforms. So now we are going to discuss valleys. What are valleys? This is the simple definition for valley. This is very important. A valley may be defined as the elongated depression on the earth's surface, usually between the range of hill or the mountain. In between the mountain area, the plain surface which is elongated because of tectonic activities, the depression occur and the land area formed in between two hills or two mountains. That area is called the valley. And valleys are mostly flooded with water or the forest area. Most valleys are formed by ice or water erosion. This is the main reason to how the valleys are formed. These are formed due to ice or water erosion. Water when it eroded the land area or the mountain surface. This process of erosion may take millions of years to form a perfect or a one valley. They extend through slopes, hills and mountains, reach down to a lake, river or a ocean. So here is the first example of valley, that is Rift Valley. Very important and very common in type. Rift Valley. What are Rift Valleys? Rift Valleys are huge valleys with steep side. This is the example of Rift Valley. Through this picture you can see what type of shape the Rift Valley have. In two sides of the mountain, the Rift Valley area, and its sides are steep. You can see through picture the sides of this valley is steep sides, and this area is totally covered with greenish color. That means forest rich area. So they are formed by the rift in the earth crust, and the largest freshwater lakes in the world are located in rift valleys. Usually it is known that the freshwater lakes of the world are located in rift valleys. For example, Lake Baikal is a freshwater lake that is located in a rift valley. Rift valleys are also formed through tectonic activities. The tectonic plates are present in Earth's crust. And when the movement take place in the earth, in tectonic plates, at that time these type of rift valleys are formed. Because Earth's surface is totally shaken at that time, and after that these kinds of valleys are formed. Tectonic forces create rift valleys on the continents when a crustal plate is pulled from two different directions. When two tectonic plates of the crust area pulled toward each other to the different direction, they are pulling toward on the different direction. At that time, the plane surface area is formed, and that area is called the rift valley. So parallel faults are created as the crust are pulled apart and a central section drops downward, forming a rift. So that's why the central portion pushed down to the downward area. So rift is formed. So next is rift valley can be found in areas that have faults in the earth's crust where separation of land masses has occurred. And this is the distribution of rift valley in the world. Through this map you can see the picture, the rift valleys and block mountains. For both they have given different symbols. Block mountains, this kind of symbol, rift valley, this one, Rhine valley, this one. Like that they have given a different symbol, and on the world map they marked all those symbols to identify the rift valleys and block mountains. Like this Arabian plate, this is a D point, D means the Dead Sea Rift. Then Somali plate, it has C point, that means East African Rift Valley. These locations and identification you have to learn through map. And this is very important because in your exam they can ask you the question of mark 2 or 3 block mountains or Vosges or the Black Forest. So this map part is very important. You have to learn it and try to solve this map by yourself. When you will see this map, you can easily solve this. Next is Rhine Valley. What is a Rhine Valley? It is a major rift. It is a formation of rift valley, but it is known as the Rhine Valley, and it is about 350 km long and on average 50 km wide. Width and lengthwise they have given. Between Basel in the south and the cities of Frankfurt or Wiesbaden in the north. These are the two Rhine valleys they have given. In its southern section straddles the border between France and Germany. The next is Narmada Valley. Narmada Valley creates the conventional border between South India and North India. This is very important because it lies in India, and it is formed due to the Narmada river, which stretches from the south to North India, and it creates a border between both areas, South India and North India. It runs from the west for a span of 1,312 km prior to falling through the Gulf of Khambat into the Arabian Sea. And Narmada River is the only river in India which runs in the Rift Valley running west amid to the Vindhyas and Satpura mountain range. It is the only river which runs from the west area to Vindhya mountain range, Vindhya Satpura mountain range. The Narmada Valley is a depressed block of land created due to the bending of the northern peninsula during the formation process of Himalayas. These are the depressed formations. This is the example of Narmada Rift Valley. You can see from here, these are the two sides of the mountain, and in between the river is flowing out, and this river part is called the Rift Valley, and Narmada river is flowing through the Rift Valley area. So here is the example of Rhine Valley also. Rhine Valley is located here in the area of Black Forest, in between area of Black Forest and Vosges. The Rhine Valley is located here. Next is the Nile Valley. Nile Valley, the word Nile means Nile Valley, that is the formation of river Nile, and river Nile is also formed due to the three rivers, Blue Nile, White Nile and Atbara. Nile formations are there, White Nile, Blue Nile and Atbara. Because of three Nile rivers, the one principal Nile river is flowing in all over the world, in the world. The word Nile comes from the Greek word Neolos, which means river valley. It means the river valley. The majestic Nile river flows from north to the headwaters in the Burundi to the Mediterranean Sea. A distance that covers is 6,650 km, and this makes the longest river in the world. Nile is the longest river in the world due to the length of this river. It is flowing almost about more than 6,000. The Nile is formed by the three principal streams. I already told you, Blue Nile, Atbara and White Nile. These are the three principal rivers, three principal streams, and these three principal streams are forming the big Nile river. Now plateaus. Next is, what are plateaus? Plateaus are very important. A plateau is a raised area of land with a flat top. This is simple definition for a plateau. Or plateaus are also called a tableland because it has flat top land. Its top is flat, as mountains are having peak, but plateaus are having table formation or the plain surface on the peak area. So that's why they are called the tableland. Otherwise they are same like mountains. A plateau may have one or more sides with steep slopes, and some examples of plateaus are given here: East African Plateau in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Western Plateau of Australia. These are the famous plateaus of the world. Now, the types of plateaus. In types, plateaus are formed on all the continents and take up 1/3 of Earth's surface. Almost about 1/3 of Earth's surface is covered with plateau. And like mountains, plateaus are also be divided into young and old. Old and young, both. Like mountains are divided into old mountains and young mountains, plateaus are also described in two forms, old and young. Deccan Plateau in India is one of the oldest plateau in the world. This is very important. India's oldest plateau is Deccan Plateau. Now, the plateaus can be classified in the following categories. These are the classification of or the types of plateaus. First one is tectonic plateaus. Tectonic plateaus are formed due to the tectonic activities which happened in the drift areas. So tectonic plateaus are further classified into continental, intermontane and piedmont plateaus. The first one is continental plateau. Continental plateaus are bordered on all sides by plain or ocean. This is the simple formation of continental plateau, or the identification that it has plains or oceans toward all its sides. So that's why it are called the continental plateau. And forming away from the mountains. Mountains are not present toward the side of these kind of plateaus. Next is here is the example of continental plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau and Antarctica Plateau or Polar Plateau in East Antarctica. Next is intermontane plateau. When fold mountains were being formed, the lower areas between them were uplifted to form plateaus, and the plateaus that are enclosed by mountains or mountain range are called the intermontane plateau. Intermontane plateaus which are enclosed or on its all sides is covered by mountain, and in between there is a plateau, that is called a intermontane plateau. And example of these kind of plateaus are Tibetan plateau, Mexican plateau, and the Bolivian plateau. Next is Piedmont plateau. Piedmont plateaus that form at the foot of the mountain. That means at the foot area or the initial area of the mountain, at that area when plateau is present, that kind of plateau is called the Piedmont plateau. And these type of plateaus will have a mountain on one side, and on other side there will be a lowland area or a sea. Lowland area means the plain area or a sea area. For example, Malwa plateau of Patagonia. Then next type is residual plateau. Sometimes old or block mountains get worn down by the millions of years of erosion to form plateaus. Due to the erosion, the soil erosion, these kind of plateaus are formed. For example, the Central Rhine Upland, Cumberland Plateau in USA, and Fjord Plateau in Scandinavian are examples of residual plateaus. Next is volcanic plateaus. Volcanic plateaus which are formed due to the volcanic activities or the volcanic eruption. So examples of these kind of plateaus are Columbia Plateau in USA, Pacific Northwestern region, the Deccan Trap, and Deccan Trap in India, and Ethiopia Plateau of Africa. 3 examples they have given for volcanic plateaus. The next thing is the plateau of Tibet in the Himalayan range is the highest plateau in the world. The world's highest plateau is Tibetan plateau that is present in Himalaya. It has range from 4,000 meter to 6,000 meters, and it is above the sea level, 6,000 meter above the sea level. And it is also known as the roof of the world. It is very important because last time they asked this internal question, what is the roof of the world? Roof of the world is Tibetan plateau, which has height of 4,000 meter to 6,000 meters. And Deccan Plateau, I already told you, as it is the oldest plateau in the world. Next is importance of plateaus. Plateaus, why plateaus are important? The first is some plateaus are very rich in minerals. Firstly, they are rich containing mineral deposits, iron, nickel, gold, diamond mines. So that's why plateaus are very important. Next, many plateaus have been formed due to the volcanic eruption. So that's why volcanic eruption always rich in soil content. And those type of soil are suitable for the specific cultivation like wheat, cotton, jute. So that's why these kind of plateaus are very important. Then next is many rivers flow through the plateau area. Rivers are also originated through plateau area. So that's why these kind of plateaus are having mineral content, soil fertility. Next is plains. What are plains? Simple definition for plain is a flat low-lying area is known as plain. This is simple and short definition for plain. Low-lying area for plain. Low-lying area which is not having raised area like mountains or plateaus. The flat and plain area is called the plains, and they are about 200 meter above mean sea level. Sea level from the sea level area, the height is only about 200 meters. And plains are while others may be rolling. Many plains are formed by rivers. Basically, their formation happened due to the erosion or the spread of rivers and their tributaries. The rivers are containing soil from the mountain part, and afterward they are spreading those soil content in the low-lying area, and those low-lying areas are formed as a plain. Now, the types of plains. What are the types of plain? On the basis of their formation, plains can be classified as the structural plain, erosional plain, and depositional plains. These are the 3 types of plains. First one, structural plains. Structural plains are also called the tectonic plains, as they are formed in areas where rock layers are almost horizontally aligned. The horizontally aligned, the layers of rock, that means the crust part which is leveled off. So that's why these kind of plains are formed. So that those areas are known as the structured plain. Next are erosional plains. Erosional plains are formed due to the activity of erosion of rivers. Rivers are eroding the areas, and those eroded part, they are spreading in some areas, and after that the plains are formed. Those are erosional plains. Next is depositional plains. Plains have been formed by the deposition of silt, sand, clay, and brought by the rivers on low-lying area. Those are the depositional plains. Sorry, I told you the erosional plains are the plains which are formed due to the eroded part. Next is importance of plain. Why plains are important? The first is the terrain is ideal for habitation. Firstly, it is very importance. The terrain area or the land part is very ideal for the habitation, as you can consider the climate part is very suitable for living. Transportation is easier. Then soil is fertile with easy access of water. It is easy to build houses and factories, and plain will also be more populated than other areas. In India, Indo-Gangetic plains are the mostly densely populated areas, densely populated regions, and which are lying toward the North India or the Central Indian part. Then landforms and peoples. Landforms and people have been living in area that are different landforms, but people are adapting the areas which are suitable for in terms of climate, in terms of their water supply, transport facility. So that's why plains are more populated than the mountain area or than the plateaus area. But as compared to the mountain area, plateaus are more populated. The reason behind this is the plateau areas are having rich deposits of minerals or mines. So that's why people are living in those type of areas. People resort to terrace farming in such cases. In the mountain area, it is very difficult to live, so they are imposing terrace farming. They are making steps on the sides of the mountain or hill, and on those areas they are cultivating their crops. From a steep slope, they are making their houses with the steep slope, you can see, so that snow can slide down to from their roof. Then in Antarctica region, it is also very difficult to live there, because there are some region where people cannot live permanently, and those areas are called the frozen continent or white continent. Antarctica, in Antarctica no one is living, because the climate condition is not suitable to live there, and all over you can consider the ice. So that's why it is also known as the white continent. Antarctica is basically used by the different country as a research station. There are different research stations which are set up by India and other countries too for the research purpose, because some scientists are thinking that some kind of mineral deposits are present in Antarctica. So this is your chapter. If you will get any query, you can ask me your question through comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.